All right, we're live.
Else get a headache, here's what I want you to do first. Eat a banana. If you eat a banana,
All right, Black Box Radio and the original arena. Or the special arena. I know it's the original arena. But guys, we are in collaboration. It's very exciting to be able to reach across the waters and connect with African people. And that's what's going on. We do this every second and fourth Monday. I want you to hop in, jump in. You got to come see us. We want to have this conversation that connects to diaspora. We want to talk about things that are particular to Africa, to Africans. We're all over the world. And we need to connect, and we need to have authentic conversations coming from each other and from us and from our mouths. And we're going to do this every second and fourth Monday. That's Make It Make Sense Monday, Mims Monday. We are in Mims Monday. I'm Queen. I'm a host at Black Box Radio. We are a multimedia platform illustrating Black excellence. We platform Black people. We expose what Black people are doing, Black genius, but more than anything, it's to disseminate and do what we're doing here. Disseminate information, but more than anything, talk and have conversations about things in real time that's affecting us in real time. If we don't talk about it and be accountable about it, we'll never fix it. So that's the goal, is to connect the diaspora. You see right under our names, it says Diaspora and Dialogue. That's what we're trying to have. So as we build this circle or we build this space, you guys can call in. We can talk about things that are on your chest right now. But right now, we're just trying to introduce this space. So I'm Queen, and that's Arena. Arena, talk to the people.
How you doing, Queen? By the way, I'm really happy for the like we are starting, but we are starting strong. We are starting strong because you know
Yes.
people are gravitating to the messages being relayed here between me and
Mhm.
you, and it's amazing. It's amazing from all over the world, from Kenya, from South Africa. You look at the
Yeah.
analytics. It's Kenya, South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, all the way
Beautiful.
to UK and all the way to America. This is the beauty of platforms like this to spread Pan Africanism all across the world. Yeah.
True, true. And technology has blessed us. For so many years, we couldn't connect. If we spoke, it would be $1 million. Now we can speak on WhatsApp. Now we can connect on WhatsApp. But also we connect in platforms like this where we're able to see each other in real time. It's 12:30 in the South where I am. What time is it in Kenya?
It's 7:30.
12:30 now. 7:30. So you see how even though you're at a different time and you're well into your Monday, ending your Monday, and I'm starting, we're at noon on Monday, but we're still together. And so that's just a blessing. So what we getting into, Arena? This is your world.
Well,
I'm rolling with you. What we getting into today?
well, today we have to talk about this interracial topic. I'm really disgusted. This topic, there are a few topics that make me get super disgusted. And one of them is the interracial topic, the interracial relationship, interracial marriages, interracial anything. It makes me sick to my stomach, Queen. And
Whoa.
it's not only where you are, Queen, in America. Even here in Africa,
Mhm.
it's slowly but surely growing. I've been I've been here for a quarter of a century, and observing Kenya for a quarter of a century. Wow, like you walk in the streets or you just observe it, like interracial couples here in Kenya is slowly but surely growing. And if it's slowly but surely growing in Kenya, now imagine South Africa, where white people are slightly more than they are in
Yeah.
Kenya.
Yeah,
Now
they have a few
imagine,
more,
now
a
imagine,
few decades in South Africa. They've been there for a while. You
yeah,
know. Yeah.
and by the way, I don't see. This is what makes me disgusted. Since when did these white people in South Africa, they call themselves Afrikaans? So Afrikaans
Yes.
with a double A. What's African in you? What I mean, come on. So you come to my continent and you call yourself an African. There's nothing like that. You are not
Yeah.
African. You're a European. The real Africans are the Zulus, are the Xhosas, are the Tswanas, are the black people in South Africa. There's and it makes me sick to my stomach that the audacity of these white people to come to our land and call themselves an African community. You are not an African, you're a European. And then they go an extra mile to right now there's a place in South Africa called Orania. I don't know if you know this, Queen, but white people in South Africa, they want to build their own community, like their own
Yeah.
section of the country. And they are
Yeah.
saying that they're entitled to it. Hey, Queen, I don't like cussing, but you are not entitled to shit in my continent.
That's it. That's it.
This is
That's
this
it.
is my continent. This is my land. This is your land, Queen. This is the Zulu's land. This is the Xhosa's land. This is the Tswana. Yo, this is the Kikuyu land in Kenya. This is the Maasai land. This is the Lu. Yo, this is African land. This isn't your land. You are not an
That's,
African.
that's
I'm
it.
sick and tired, man. Listen, I can go to Netherlands or to UK and live there for 50 years, but they'll never
Yeah.
ever see me as a European.
That's it. That's it. That's
So
it.
if I can't be seen as a European, why are we accept? And that's the problem. Even
We
though
accept that.
we accept it and we just let them ride with it.
Exactly. But
Let
you
me tell you
know, we
something.
look at the culture of the European, wherever they settle, they take over and they think it's theirs. The entitlement and the mere arrogance that they dispel wherever they land. Like you look at Israel, they came as refugees, and you come in and people, we talk about a two-state, and then you take over and now you want to enslave. You've actually occupied the indigenous people, and the Palestinians, and we have to talk about that. And then we talk about South Africa, with in the 1950s when these folks show up, and then they show up and then they take over, and then they create a system in the 70s, that apartheid, that enslaves the indigenous Africans. Wherever these people go, they cannot live in equity with anyone. They got to take over, they got to control it, they have to oppress. It is a genetic problem. Don't you think? Look at America. They come and they dupe the Africans. They bring the best to America to build, and they subjugate, kill, murder, rape, uneducate, anything they can do to control. It is a gene. I really think it is. It's a genetic hybrid gene that Neanderthal. I think that's the word that they have. 3% Neanderthal. It's taking over their whole movement. They do it everywhere. So I don't know why we don't expect it, but we have to quell that behavior. We cannot accept someone to come in your country and then say it's theirs and control it. It can't happen no more.
Part of the reason is because we let them do it. That's part of the reason
Yeah,
we let them do it. And uh,
that's
and
true.
and 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 you find in South Africa, there are, there's a xenophobic group called Operation Dudula. So
Yeah,
they
doula.
don't like, yeah, they don't like uh, any black person that isn't from South Africa. So if I'm a Kenyan and I'm going to set up business there, they will see me as a threat. because
Really?
their reasoning is that, yeah, yeah, and it's not a small organization. It's not a small organization in South Africa. It's not. It's not. So,
But the
and I
people are
love
right
South
around.
Africans.
How can you be like that to another African when the white people are everywhere around you controlling you? That don't make sense.
That is where I am heading, Queen. They don't see the real enemy. Do you know apart, apartheid has never ended, but they don't see that.
Nope.
They see
Nope.
they see they see their fellow Africans who are just trying to make their ends meet in South Africa.
Wow.
And you know they go. I mean, I saw this documentary. They were going to you know other non South Africans businesses, and they were harassing them. You know they're well armed. They're well armed, so they're harassing them. They're beating them up, and they're doing all this. And it's bad. It's not all South Africans. It's just them. And let me tell you something. The
Sick.
African, the way Marcus Garvey said, the African is cast by petty differences. Petty differences will kill us. Petty differences will kill us. We don't have serious problems in Africa. That's why I told you last episode. Our problems are very
Hmm.
minuscule, and they'll take a month to solve. Just 1 month. We sit down and we get committed to solving our problems. We'll realize these problems are so small. They're so small. But anyway, Queen,
But bro,
let's
let me ask
yeah.
you a question when you say the problems, because you said that last time. And you're right, we have minuscule problems, but we have a maximal trauma problem. And we can sit at the table and be accountable, but that trauma will come back. And it's like cancer. It will come back and cause division. You look in America, the same thing is Black people have issues coming together, and it's trauma. And so, and not understanding who the real enemy is, because when you don't deal with your trauma, you turn on yourself. And that's particularly is what's happening to us all over the world. And like you said, to solve it would take a month, but it needs, but the first, I just always go back to that. It's trauma. These are
It's
behaviors of
trauma.
people who are traumatized. You only hurt yourself when you're traumatized. Like a wolf, if it's in a trap, it'll eat off his foot to get out. It won't eat off his foot to walk. It eat off the
I
foot
agree.
because of the trauma. You get what I'm saying? And it's willing to be footless than to be in that trap. That's trauma. And so you only turn on yourself when you have this traumatic things that have happened to you that you haven't recognized. So until we deal with these traumas, we're going to escalate white folks. I just really believe
I
that.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Well, so we segued all the way. Where were we? We were in
Talk
interracial.
about
Yeah.
the interracial. I want to present something. Let me share my screen so we could talk about what I found this on Facebook, and I thought it to be so amazing. I'm gonna add it to the stage. And this is a
Oh boy. Oh boy.
article about these
Oh
yeah
boy.
these celebrity men that are married to white women. And
Oh
this is only
boy.
17. There's many more. Trust me. I just want to, you see,
Oh boy.
He's not married, but he's having problems, right? And it says Shannon is currently facing a $50 million lawsuit for allegedly graping a bunny and a bunch of other weird things that we were all forced to read. So this is Shannon Sharp. He's in problems right now. He had to step away from ESPN. Cat Williams said white women would take you down in 2 weekends. It took 2 weekends to get Shannon Sharp to walk away from ESPN. He's going to walk away from some more. This is what they do. This brother here, same thing. He got caught up.
Jonathan Major. Mm.
Look at Kanye, caught up. He had to give his wife $100 million in a divorce. Dr. Dre. These guys, they never learn. And he's a celebrity. We know about Tiger Woods. He's Conglomeration. He's not even Black. So
He
he
is.
gave his
He is. He is. He
yeah.
is.
He's Conglomeration. You know, that's what he said he was. He's not, because he's black and his mom is Asian, so he's calling him Asian. That's what he said out of his own mouth. This is the sickness that when you want to be close to as whiteness as close as possible, and you don't love yourself. And so here we go. So he had to give his nanny wife he married a nanny, had to give her 100 million. OJ, remember him?
Oh
Bill
yeah.
Cosby, yeah, messing with the white women. Kobe had to give up some money when he went in and messed with the white girl. Unfortunately, you know, it cost him 168 million, but they have it. But they willing to spend the money. This guy here, Michael Strahan, divorced from his wife, had to give up 15 million at the end. It says 18K child support. Lionel Richie, 15K a month for clothing, 20K a year. Theo, this is your brother. I mean, it just goes on and on to these guys that essentially made it, that we would say, but essentially they can't get enough. And these are the ones who don't have any trauma. So well, they do have trauma, because this is why they act this way. But we see this over and over in celebrities. I mean, it's happening out here in the street, but this is what we see on our TVs. These guys, and he got white children. I mean, he's married to a white woman right now after 9 children with a black woman. Him, he got in trouble with white women. I mean, it's really sad to see. As a black man, how do you feel about these guys, your brothers?
Oh boy, I have a lot to say.
I mean, these are real black men.
Well, Queen, let me tell you something. I don't like celebrities. Even here in Kenya, I don't like hanging around with them. I can, but I don't want to. You know, why should I treat you in a in a in a in like in a esteemed way? You know, why should I hold you to high respect? Or why should I look at, you know what? Why should I look at you as a celebrity, as something that is superhuman?
That's how they present it.
What is so special about why? Because you can throw a football, because you can throw a basketball, because you can sing high notes, because why? Because you went to Brazil and got a BBL and now you do modeling, or because you why why because you act. Why should I hold you as a, that's why I kind of respect Denzel, because you look at Denzel and Denzel is like, yo, this is my job, this is like plumbing, this is like, I just go there and act and I go home. Listen, you are not special. There's nothing special about you celebrities, especially black celebrities, because I speak to black people. There's nothing special about celebrities. There's nothing special about you. Just because you throw a football, just because you throw a basketball, just because you sing, just because you rap, just because you produce beats, just because you act, just because you went to Brazil and got the BBL, and now you're a whatever influencer, whatever the hell they're called. You are not special. You are a human being. You have 2 eyes. You have this. You have lips like me. You have 2 ears like me. You have you have 10 fingers like me. There's nothing special about you. Stop acting like you're special. I am so sick and tired of these black celebrities, and all you do is you do nothing for black people. So you want people to hold you as superhuman, and yet you do nothing for black people. You haven't built institutions for black people. You're not preaching Pan-Africanism. You're not standing up for your own people. Now I know some of them are doing it, but Queen, we can count them with our with our one hand. One hand.
I agree. One hand. I
Like,
agree. And
like
I want to say shout out to Winnie Bangsy who actually put this here. I saw, but you're right. I think that we're holding people in high esteem who really don't have any affinity to our community as a whole. They're not doing much. They're not doing much. But they're being
listen,
paraded in front of us.
there is nothing special about celebrities, and we are the ones who give them that power. Because without us,
Yep.
they will not have that, self-importance, some fake self-importance type of thing. I am so Queen. Let me tell you something. I don't care whether you're Kenyan celebrity, South African celebrity, just African and African diaspora celebrity. They make me sick. They make me cringe. They make me sick. Some of them are doing a good job. I respect David Banner. He follows me on Instagram. I haven't had a chance to speak to him. I wish to speak to him in the near future. I've always looked up, I've always looked up to David Banner. I've always looked up to Killer Mike. I've always looked up to Master P. And I've always looked up to, yeah, I think in hip hop, it's just those three. In history, back in the day, now famous people, whatever, entertainers, sportsmen, whatever, some of them were doing the right thing. Actually, it was a large number of them were doing the right thing more than this generation. Dick Gregory. Let me tell you, I love Dick Gregory. That guy sacrificed his comedic career. He was the hottest comedian in the 60s, and he sacrificed it to join Dr. King's movement. Who can do that? Can Kevin Hart do it? Can Chris Rock do it? Can Dave Chappelle, as socially conscious as he is, can he do that? Can he sacrifice his comedic career for the sake of black people? Can he do that? How many people can do what Muhammad Ali did? How many people can have that courage that Muhammad Ali had? How many people can do what Nina Simone did? How many people can do what Miriam Makeba did? And by the way, I'm doing an episode on Miriam Makeba, the greatest African musician that has ever lived. She's the first African musician to take African music globally. And she was exiled from South Africa. Yeah, she was exiled from South Africa because she was singing revolutionary songs.
Before Fela? She was before Fela?
Fela Kuti came, like, if I'm not mistaken, because Miriam is from the early 60s. Like, I'm talking about 60, 61, 62. Like, Miriam Makeba is from the early, I think Fela came later on, if I'm not wrong. But Miriam Makeba is the OG. She took African music globally. She was exiled from South Africa for 30 years. 30 years she didn't step in her homeland for 30 years. She lived in America. She married Stokely Carmichael Kwame Ture. She moved to Guinea. She stayed there for some years, but she couldn't step foot in South Africa because of those racist white South Africans racist white settlers who were in South Africa we were talking about, that exiled her from her own land. So how many people can make those sacrifices? These are the real people. These are the real celebrities who we should be respecting, who we should be holding to a high esteem, not these jokers we have nowadays. So that's as far as I can say about celebrities. But when it comes to sorry, Queen, I'm a bit passionate because they do nothing. Even here in Kenya, I see them. Some of them are good. There's always exceptions. There's always but most of them, they do nothing. I detest them. They have this God complex. They have like 5 bodyguards. They think they're important,
Mm,
yet you
yeah.
don't do shit for black people. I'm sick of you people. Like I am sick of you. I'm sick of you.
Ooh,
And then like
come on.
and then some of them are tough. So like some of them, especially in hip hop, they're tough in the community. Yeah. So they make all these
Yeah.
gangster and not all rap is gangster rap, but I'm talking about the gangster rappers. So you're tough and you make all this tough music, but
Yeah.
how comes you don't talk tough to that white record executive?
Thank
So
you. Thank
when you yeah, look, when you talk to Leo Cohen, when you when you
yes.
talk
Why you
to
not
what's
telling
that?
him? You humble
Yeah,
all of
like
all
the
of the
bass.
boys.
So
All of them.
eh, all like
Yep.
look, where's the
All
bass?
of them.
I mean the bass is all over the records, at least some of you,
Yep.
but most of you, but most of you, where is the manly bass when you're talking to Leo Cohen? Where is the manly
Mm,
bass when you're talking to what's that other white boy who was in Def Jam? I'm forgetting his name. But like,
weird.
w- yeah, with the
With the
beard,
beard.
yeah,
That's what I'm
yeah,
talking about. Yeah. Hmm.
and the
Russell
other guy
Simmons'
from
partner.
Interscope,
Yeah,
yeah,
Russell Simmons' partner. Yeah, that guy.
yeah,
I forgot his. Yeah.
and the other guy from Interscope, what's his name? The white Jimmy Iovine. Where is
Yeah,
that bass
Jimmy.
when you're talking to Jimmy Iovine? I'm sick of you people. Wake up, come together, form some sort of unity, and transform the black community.
Yep.
It will be easier when it comes to that. But black people only come together, especially them. They only come together when they're in parties or when I mean, I'm sick and tired, man. I'm sick and tired. I'm sick of
Tired.
them.
I had to bring the celebrity because a part of what we see in society is is being marketed to us. A lot of, like, what we sometimes you go and try things you see as a commercial. You're like, oh, I want to try that. You go try, or you try restaurants that you see the food looks amazing, all these things. But they also market relationship. They also market connection. They also market who is the
Yeah.
best people and who should be looked at. And so we see these images in front of us all the time. So it's very important for us to talk about it. And one thing we have to understand is demographics. What kind of moves media and what we see going on in media in the 21st century of a community, the European community, that is actually not growing at the rate of no other community. There's 17% of the international community there, and the percentages in the US is actually retracting every year as they're having less and less, their birth rates are negative. And so they're seeing that for them not to be extinct, they got to connect with other people. That's just what it is. And so you see these relationships, you see even on the commercials. Years ago when I was young, you would never see a black and a white family on a commercial. But now that's in commercials. It's everywhere because it's a depiction of what the world has to be for Europeans to stay
Mm.
either in control or be seen because their population density is very low. And so what we have to understand that the picture is bigger than just marrying. It's also to market them with other people because there's not enough white males and there's not enough white females. It's just not enough. And we didn't even put the celebrity black women that are white men. That's just black men. And that's some of them. So it's more of this in regular community we see out here. So I just wanted to kind of highlight what we're seeing in
I
front
agree.
of us. Yeah, that's being marketed to us. And we have to recognize traps and be careful. Like if you make something and it's dying off, sometimes it needs to die off. Real talk.
I agree. I agree.
If you made it,
But
it's
before,
been a problem for you, let it die. You know what I'm saying, bro? Let it die. Don't get caught
but
up.
before,
Let it go. Go ahead.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That I agree. That was a good point. But before I talk about interracial, I just want to tell all black people. Then I'll close this celebrity topic. Don't follow these celebrities. Be
Don't.
be wise on which celebrities, especially black celebrities, you follow, because most of
Yeah,
them have never, are not, and will never take,
never.
like, they'll never care about you. They don't think about you. They only care about themselves.
Yep.
It speaks so much about people. It fascinates me. People care about celebrities' lives more than themselves. Like,
It's a
you find people are flocking to the shade room, to
yeah.
e-news, to all these gossip platforms, just to see what Kanye West did, or just to see what Jay-Z did, Beyonce did. Whoa, 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 but did you check on your son? Did you check on your sister? When was the last time you talked to your mama? When was the last time you talked to your dad? When is the last time you talked to your grandmother, who is in the countryside, alone, getting lonely because the grandkids and the kids are in the city trying to make it? When was the last time you talked to your granddad, who is somewhere in the countryside, alone, lonely, because their kids and grandkids are in the city working and forgetting about them? Worry about your families. Most black celebrities don't care and will never care about you. They'll never speak truth to power. They love white people more than they love you. I'm sick and tired of them. Anyway, so let me move to this interracial thing. Queen, let me tell you something.
You hot
I
today,
only have,
brother. Let's go. You hot
listen.
today. Let's go.
No, I told you from the beginning. This topic really angers me because, look, oh, the highlight of this episode should be stay away from white women. It's that simple. What is, like, look, for the brothers, if you don't like dark skinned women, or darker skinned women, or brown skinned women, no problem. Black women are diverse in their beauty and in their shades of black. Why don't you get that light skinned sister? Why don't you get that? I mean, look, there is no reason for you to go for a white woman. And black women, there is no reason for you to go for that white man. There's absolutely no reason. It's the same thing. If it's if you don't like dark chocolate men like me, fine. Go for that light skinned boy. We call them pointees in Kenya. Light skinned people are called pointees. So if you yeah if you uh, yeah
Pointy is Swahili.
no, that's it's not Swahili. It's Swahili
Oh,
slang.
that's not
So
Swahili. That's slang. Okay.
yeah, it's
That's slang.
slang.
Yeah, slang.
So
Okay.
so
I mean, but you got
so
you got all of these amazing places in Africa. You got Itria, Itria. I think that's the name of it. Yeah, you got a lot of light all over in Nigeria, all over the country, Kenya.
oh
You got light
yeah.
skin. You got light skin everywhere. We make every color. So if you don't like chocolate, there's it's latte for you. If you don't like latte, it's caramel for you. If you like caramel, we got brown sugar for you. Brown people, light brown is everywhere. You can have anything you want, but it doesn't have to be outside of who you are. And they made up
Yeah.
race. They're the ones who made up that social construct. We are Africans. So be African, marry African, and raise the African genome. That's where we should be. I just think that's important. There's white people are fine, but they need to be with themselves and get out of our African boys and girls. I just believe that.
And Queen, I'm so sick and tired of this. Well, Orina, look, love is blind. Love is blind. Man,
Love is love.
look, no, look. I don't want to hear that love is blind bull crap. I don't want to hear that type of look. Love is not blind. That's a European way of looking at things. Love sees everything.
Yep.
Love is not. In fact, let me tell you, love is not blind.
It can't be blind
People,
if you're
people.
raised in a brown family and you can see a white woman and fall in love with her. It can't be blind. They don't look like the people you grew up with. They don't look like your mother. They don't look like your father. So how could it be blind when what's in front of you is different and then what you are actually exposed to? You had to seek it out or be around it. It's just what it is.
Look, I agree. And Queen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Queen. Wait, I just, I forgot what I wanted to say. Oh man,
It was a
it was
moment.
really.
Oh,
Where
I'm
was I?
sorry.
Where was
Yes.
I? Where was I?
We were talking
Where was I,
about
Queen?
we were
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
Love is
yeah,
Blind.
yeah, yeah. Queen, let me tell you something. When it comes to this interracial marriage, interracial relationship thing, people look at it from a personal standpoint. Anything, and listen, and I want all listeners to listen to me. Anything that we do as Black people, we not only do it from a personal level, we do it from a community
Level.
level.
Yes.
Anything
Yes.
you do and anything you
Yes.
say, you should be having a mentality of how is this benefiting Black people.
Ooh, that's it.
So, for
That's it.
example, so and that's why I said, 2 weeks ago, we are so individualistic. You're
Mm,
marrying that white woman because of your individual needs, but how is it going to
yep.
help the community?
Mm,
Sometimes, look, anything we do, just like what Chinese people do, just like what Jewish people do, just like what Arabs do, even
mhm.
Indians. By the way, let me tell you something. Indians have a very strict policy when it comes to interracial relationships. There are a lot of East Indians here in Kenya. They've been staying here for damn near 1 century. And if you look at the interracial relationship rate, it's very very low. They are very
Very
strict. Their parents tell them from when they are children, you are
yeah.
sticking to Indian people.
Even India and Pakistan, they don't want even want to match. And they're right, they're right on top of each other because they had a war. They don't even mix. No, 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 no. There's no mixing between them. So
So
imagine African. Nah, they're not doing that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It has not. It is nothing wrong with being within your culture, with your culture, and marrying in your culture. There's nothing wrong with that.
there's nothing wrong. And then when we say this, people call us like we are the only people. Indians, nobody calls them hateful. Nobody
Or
calls them
Chinese, all of them do it.
Chinese.
Chinese people do it. All of them do it.
Nobody calls them hateful when they
Nope.
tell their children to stick to their race. But when Black
Yeah.
people do it, when people like me say it, I'm labeled hateful. I'm labeled all these things. Well, first of all, I don't care what you label me. Me, I'm on a mission and I'm going to fulfill my mission whether you like it or not. People send me hate messages every day. By the way, it's true. People send me hate
Really?
messages. Yeah, yeah, people send me hate messages every day. But Queen, let me
Do
tell
you
you, the more
answer?
they send it, the more they send
Do you
it, the more I
answer?
get so happy. No, I don't answer. I don't. I like, but I get so happy. I get so happy. In fact, if I don't see one in a week, I'll be like I'm doing something wrong. I need to see one so that it gives me I love it. Keep on sending me those hate messages,
Wow.
but the message will never change. In fact, I'm even going more harder. So, Queen, let me tell you something. Anything Black people do, we should do it with a mentality of how does it benefit my community?
True.
I'm telling you, once we have that mentality, we ourself, our self love will go high. Our self, the love for community, the love for unity, it will skyrocket because everything that happens in your community, or everything that is happening in your community, or anything that black people are doing in your community, you always ask yourself, how is this benefiting us? How is gangster rap benefiting black community? How is interracial marriage benefiting black community? How is all these toxic podcasts? How are these toxic podcasts that that are promoting gender wars? How are they
Yep.
benefiting black? Like, how are they benefiting the black community? We should be having, Queen.
Yeah.
There are so many podcasts that black men and black women are arguing. Why don't we have a podcast where black men and black women figure out our differences and work on our differences?
Yeah. Why
But
don't we?
oh, I don't. But oh, black women. Oh, I don't need black men. Or black men. I don't need black women. Fine. You know what? Fine. You don't need black women. No problem. Go to that white woman. But when your life, like when shit hits the fan, don't come back.
Yes.
Stay there. No, no,
Don't
no.
come
Stay
back.
there. No, stay there.
Don't
No,
you come
no.
back.
Stay there. Stay there. Stay with your no. Stay with your snow bunny. Stay with your snow bunny. When shit hits the fan, I don't want you back. You stay there and you die there, because that was your choice. That was your choice. Stay there. We told you, look, Dr. Umar has told you, I'm telling you, all these Pan Africans are telling you. I mean, you have heard it from more than 50 people that stay away from these white women, but you're still going back. So what? You know what? Stay
Go
there.
back.
But when shit hits the fan, I don't want you
Yeah.
back. You die there. That's your decision. Die by your decision. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. I'm sick and tired of it. Because in Kenya, it's different. In America, black people, uh, black, yeah, black people marry. Sorry, let me start in Kenya. In Kenya, black people marry white people who are of a higher economic status. And then in America, it's the other way around. So black people marry, especially black men, marry white women who are of a lower economic status. Look at that. Look at that dynamic. So, like when you come to Kenya, black women or even black men, both, they look at it as an economic stimulus package when they go get a white woman or a white man. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes, Queen. Oh yes.
Did
Oh
you
yes.
say it's so you're saying they're taking it as a come up? Like
Oh,
when you
in
marry
Kenya,
white, that's a come up. Wow.
in Kenya, in Kenya, we call them sponsors. So when you come here, and yeah, we call them sponsors. So when you hear I mean, it's not even young. When you hear black women having sponsors, you know that most likely that black woman has a white man, and they're normally, and it's disgusting because you find a 25, 23-year-old woman with a 60, 70-year-old white man. I'm telling you, it's bad. Yeah, yeah. So, so, so look at that dynamic in Africa, especially in Kenya. Interracial marriages is that black people marry white people who are of a higher economic status, but in America, black men marry white women or have relations with white women who are of a lower economic status. Look at that. But let me tell you something, Queen.
Well, it's both. They like them low and they like the rich. Like you see the black guys, all of our most of our like lawyers and a lot of our doctors and a lot of our you know about the football players and the basketball players. So it's both. White women get a lot of love from black in America, and I don't understand that. That's a trauma when you could be with something that is literally annihilated you. literally hurt you. That tells me that there's something wrong in the Black psyche, that you can have some type of relationship with that and bear children in that type of trauma. It's scary.
And it's
It's
not
real
only
scary.
economic; it's also a social status. So
Yeah.
people who have white people here, and I know it's the same in America, where black people who are in relations with white people, they look at themselves as people who are of a higher social status. So now we should respect you, and we should hold you to a high esteem because you
Wow.
have a white woman or because you have a white man.
Sick.
And you see,
That's
it's that self hatred, it's that slave mentality, it's that
that's
white
sick.
superiority.
Ugh.
I mean, it's that white superiority complex. That is what you know. That is the cause of this interracial marriage thing.
Mm, mm, mm.
What makes you
Spirit.
think? I mean, the white man did a number on us. The white man
Mm,
did a
mm.
number on us. Uh, uh, uh,
Yes, he.
uh, and the white man is very, very. The white supremacy is very. White supremacy knows the value of the white god complex, the white god image,
Mm-hmm.
the white god status. They want to keep that because that's the only thing that can keep them above black people and above every single race. That white god status, they have to maintain it because
Mm.
that's the currency. That's the currency of white supremacy power. Let me tell you a story, Queen. In
Wow.
Kenya, during colonial times, especially during so Kenya became under the British rule in 1895 up until 1963. Now,
Mm-hmm.
During World War One, when World War One ended, white people, white soldiers, white British soldiers who came from the war, the royal family and the British government wanted to award them for the good work they did or for fighting for their country in World War One. Now, since Kenya was a British British colony, some
Mm-hmm.
of these white soldiers were awarded Kenyan land for free as a as a reward for fighting for Britain during the World War One. Now, let me tell you something, Queen. Yes, they were awarded, but some of them were not awarded. You know why? Because when you go to war, you get injured. You lose your leg, you lose your arm. You
Yeah.
get scars and everything. Those
Yeah.
the people who were injured, the people whose arms were torn off, whose legs were torn off, who had big scars, those people were not awarded land. The white soldiers who were awarded land were the white people who had no single scratch, were the white soldiers who had no single scratch. Those were the ones who were awarded land, who were awarded free land in Kenya. Do you know why, Queen? Because they wanted to preserve that white pure godlike image, that because they know very well that if they
Mm.
preserve it in Africa, black people will continue seeing white people as supernatural, as superhuman. But if white people come from the war with no arm, no leg, scars on their face and everything, black people will start thinking that, oh, these white people are human. These white people bleed. These white people, get hurt like us. They're not as perfect as us. That is why the British soldiers who were awarded, the British World War One soldiers who were awarded land in Kenya, they were not the ones who were injured massively. They were the ones who had no scars, no scratch in their bodies. because I wanted to preserve that white God image. That white God image, Queen, is the most important thing. If black people lose that mentality that white people are superior to black people, it will be the end of white supremacy. The end. The end.
The end. It's such an entrenched
Sorry.
system.
Yeah.
It is a system, and it has so many layers. See, unfortunately, systems like white, I call it white exploitancy, because there's no supremacy. They're not supreme. They exploit. So the white exploiters, in all actuality, the system is so entrenched and layered from economics to education and so many different. The end of it would have to be the people who are being exploited, they have to walk away from it, because it is so entrenched into the system that even if you get one part, the other part affects you. The economics might affect you, and all of these other things, that the education. So it's so many points to it. We just have to divorce ourselves from the system, and I don't think we can do that. I really think we are we are vested in this system. Unfortunately, we're vested in the same system that is hurting us. It's sad, but it's the truth.
But let me tell you, that system that you're vested in will fall. White supremacy must fall. And it
It
must
will fall.
fall. It must fall in my lifetime, even in your lifetime, Queen. That's how I'm thinking. But then also, I also think that if we keep on being complacent, then we black people will be at a point of no return. That's how bad it is. So it can go either way. It can go super right for us, and it can go super left for us. But anyway, back to this interracial topic, Queen. Have you ever asked yourself one thing? Black,
What?
to black men and also black women, black love was intact in America during slavery, during Jim Crow segregation, during the civil rights era.
It's integration.
What?
Integration did it all. They let us in the stores, and we fell in love with the owners of the stores.
I'm sure you know the story of Loving versus Virginia, and and which is funny because right after the Supreme Court outlawed banning of interracial marriages and relationships, black men went to marry and have relations with white women in record numbers within a few years after the Supreme Court judgment. Is that true love, or is that self-hatred?
Both. I don't know about true love, but I know it's self-hatred. And it's also, when you tell something that it can't do it, it usually gravitates towards it. But it's unfortunate that we cannot see past our own hurt. And if you can't see, I cannot imagine being in a relationship with the same person that killed my great-great-grandfather. I just can't imagine that. And that enslaved my great-great-grandfather, and that all of the malicious things that happen to us as people. I just can't imagine. It's not that I don't know what type of people they are. That's not my concern. But I don't think that we can be intimately in the same house. We can coexist, but we can't intimately build a Black nation with the same folks who have killed us and who've hurt us and maimed us. I just don't believe that. I don't
Me
believe
too,
it.
Queen.
I don't think it's possible. I just don't think it's possible. And I think we're eluding ourselves with love is love and love is blind. Yeah, love is love. But then if you're intentional about your love, you intentionally find somebody. I'm intentional about Black people, so that's who I'm around. When you're
Oh yes,
intentional, if you're intentional about being with something, you find it. I don't care where it is. But when you don't
I like
have
that.
any, when you don't have any love for self, and you are all over the place, you can be with anything and say love is love and love is blind. No, intentionality takes you towards what you're supposed to be. If you intentionally go to college, don't you intentionally work towards that goal? That's how you should work towards a mate. Intentional. That's
I
the way
like
to
that.
do it. That's the way to
I
do it.
like that.
Mhm.
And so
Let me hit you with this.
it, yeah.
Let me hit you with this right here. this
Okay.
is it for it. This is my man. this is
It's
the
my
man
brother.
right.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said
Yeah.
black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never.
That's our man Umar. Umar is always
That's my brother.
that's his anthem right there. And
That's
I'm
my
not mad at
brother.
him. Yeah, that's my brother. I ain't mad at him. You know, I love Umar and some things that I don't agree with, but I love that he loves Black people. You know, he loves, and I just really, we have to. This is not a racial thing. You know, everyone, when Black people talk about being around each other, then we are racist. It's not. Racism is a system. That's first of all. So it's not a racist thing. And we didn't make race up. You made it up. We just saying be with your culture. You made a race. We don't know what that is. It's not even real. So you can't be something. It's amazing how we fall into this racist stuff. There's no such thing as race. Only race that you have is the one that you run, or a competitive race. It's no such thing as a genetic race. There's no genetic predisposition for race. So race is something that is a social construct that was made up by elite Europeans in the 1500s. And now we've continued to act like it means something. This is culture. This is the survival of your people. Roll with your people.
And
Roll with your people. Go ahead.
and also what I want to say about interracial relationships, Queen, is white people want to experiment on us. It's more about experimentation than it is about love.
Ooh.
So it's not love, it's experimenting. They just want to see how it's like to be with a Black person. That's it. That's it. There's nothing more to it. Look, white people, even though they hate us, they have a fetish towards it. They have a fetish.
Ooh, so you
They
said
have
they're
a fetish towards it.
intrigued with us. Yeah, so you said they're intrigued, and there's a fetish of being with an African. Like that is it's intriguing to them. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
You know why? You know why? Because deep inside, they know who the first ones to come to this earth are. They know the Black women have the mitochondrial DNA, the only women who have the Eve gene. They know very well that that they
There you
know
go.
very well that we have the strongest genes. That's
They know we
why
made them. They know we
oh,
made them. They
we
know
made them.
we made them.
We made
Baby.
them, and that's why. And I think this woman is very underrated. And rest in peace to her, Frances Cress Welsing. If there's a person I really admire is the Queen Mother, the late Queen Mother, Frances Cress Welsing. You find a Black woman who has the same or even more credentials than these white professors, and she was using those credentials to prove that Black people are the first people to come to this earth. They have the strongest gene and they can reproduce themselves in any other person that is non-Black. She used her knowledge that she got from white people and she applied it to Black people. That's why they hated her. That's why they hated her. And I fully admire the ISIS papers. That's one of the books that all Black people should read.
All Black
Listen,
people. Yes.
I'm sick and tired of Black people having all these white books There's international bestsellers. They're good. They're good. 48 Laws of Power is good. Even like all these white books are good, but
Miseducation of the Negro, that's a good book. The Miseducation of a Negro. Malcolm
yes,
X autobiography is an
yes,
amazing book. It's
yes,
so many books out here that come from our people. That the ISIS papers is what we need to read. You need
that's the
to see
one.
the genius of Frances Cress Wellesley. She was a genius, and they not only liked how her didn't like her because of her message. They didn't like her because of her genius and her ability to articulate what the Black experience is and the application of trauma to this experience. That ability is what they did not want. The connection she made from her education, from being enculturated and also being a Black woman, and she put it on paper and she was able to articulate it, and they couldn't take it, baby. And so you got to see the ISIS papers. Bad book, baby. Bad book. Check it out.
So yeah, look. So black man, black woman, that white boy, that white girl. It's not about
Walk
love. It's about experimenting. They're using you as an experiment. So basically, you are no different than a guinea pig in a lab or a lab rat. You are
Ooh.
you are no different than a guinea pig. You are being experimented on, and it's very ashaming that you can be, that you can allow yourself to be used
Yeah.
like that. You can
Yeah.
allow yourself to be used as a guinea pig knowingly. It's one thing to not know, but it's one thing to know that you're being used as a guinea pig. It's embarrassing. If it was up to me, I would outlaw interracial relations. I would outlaw interracial marriages. I will outlaw it. I will ban it, and I'll put a prison sentence to it.
Ooh.
Because it's not about you. That's the problem. Black people, it's not about you. It's not about your white fetish. It's not about your white fantasies. It's about the community. How is it benefiting? What message are you trying to relay to Black children? That Black women are not anything? That Black love doesn't mean anything? That Black men are not anything? So you're trying to tell people that the best place to find love is in white people, the same community that has been oppressing us for the past 400 years? That's the message we're trying to relay to the next generation.
Wow.
It's not about you. Keep your fetishes to yourself. It's not about your fetish. It's not about your white fantasies. It's about the community. Go get yourself a Black woman. Go build a family and go raise some kids. Go build a community that values Black love.
I agree. I agree. You said you would set a law against it, put prison time. Wow. I
Oh yeah, I
agree
will. I will.
that we can only build with each other. Like, it is no way I can have a relationship with a white man and he understand the struggle of being Black and a Black man and a Black woman. It is
Exactly.
no way we can connect in that way. And so he can support me. I'm not saying he can't be supportive, but he can never understand. He will never have the lived experience that I have. He will always negate my feelings because he doesn't know. And so that alone is why we cannot do anything together. Just that alone. And then we go back to the receipts and the history, and then that knocks it out the box. So we got to look at being intentional about our relationships. And listen, I'm not attacking white people. I just don't want to I don't think we should have relationships outside of our regular relationships with them. This thing about producing children and bringing them into our community, because a community should be sacred. It should be where we share. It should be where that community has it's kind of the same outlook, the same path. That's why you're in a community. You want to be comfortable. And so I cannot think that we could be comfortable being with the people who have oppressed us. and who are still oppressing us, who are still actively hurting our children. That to me is a problem. And we got to wake up.
You know,
We
Queen,
just got to
let me
wake
tell
up.
you something. Yeah, let me tell you something. This generation, basically, the living generation of black people right now, we are an embarrassment,
Mm-hmm.
and we are really, really
Ooh,
making it hard. We are really making it hard for our ancestors to even bless us.
ooh.
We are making
Are
it
you
hard
saying that
for. Oh, listen,
you
Queen,
say
let
the
me tell you something.
ancestors are angry? The ancestors?
Oh,
Ooh, we
they
can't
are
make
not
them
pleased.
angry.
They are not
Ooh,
pleased. Let me tell you something. I always tell this to my friends and people who I talk to. I talk to a lot of people, by the way, from all over the world, and I
yeah.
just like interacting with black people from all over the world. Look, if our black ancestors, especially the black ancestors who fought for our freedom, if
Yes.
God just if God just gives them one day to come back to
Yes.
earth, the first thing that these ancestors will do to us is to smack the shit out of us. I'm being real with you. The first
Did you say
the
smack
first thing,
shit out of us?
the first thing. Sorry, by the way, I'm really cussing a lot because I'm
Oh,
really passionate about this topic. I'm really passionate about this topic. That's why I'm really cussing a lot. Um, if 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 our black freedom fighter ancestors are given one day to come to earth by God, the first thing that our ancestors will do in those 24 hours, actually in
yeah.
the whole entirety of those 24 hours, will be smacking the piss out of us because they are shouting from up above right now. What the hell are we doing? We didn't get killed, we didn't get raped, we didn't get beat down, we didn't get shipped like cargo, we didn't get our hands and feet chopped off so that you can go, you can go outside your race and marry that white woman and marry that white boy so that you can go outside here and coon around. These people, so that you can go out here and basically not care and don't even want to know anything about what's happening in your black community. They didn't die so that you can not even unite with the global African race to form a global African front. When they come back to earth, they will be so disappointed to a point whereby they'll find us so disorganized, they'll find us so unbothered with our situation, they will smack the piss out of us. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe
Yeah, we might
maybe
need
what
that.
we need, maybe
Yeah.
what we need is a good old ass whooping. You remember back in the day when when your mom or when your dad whooped your ass, and then afterwards, like that's why I keep on saying like black moms are all the same. Black moms would whoop your ass, and then at the end they'll teach you a lesson. They'll tell you
Mm-hmm.
don't do it again. This is how you
Yep.
do it. This is how you. But you need to. Your ass needs to be whooped so that you know the consequences of you doing bad things.
Yeah.
Look, I think we need a good we as black people need a good ass whooping from our
Wow.
ancestors because we are too unbothered, we are too disorganized, and we are too nonchalant, and we
We're
behave
too,
like we are free, but we are not. And we
we're
need a
not
good ass
accountable.
whooping.
Yeah,
We
we're not
listen.
accountable for our behaviors. We're not. We're just doing anything that we want. And that's not how a community builds. We have to be intentional, and we're not doing it. So you said the ancestors will come and whip our ass, huh? Wow.
They will whoop the piss out of us. That's what we need. And
Wow.
I want Marcus Garvey to calm down. I want Harriet Tubman to calm down. I want Dedan Kimathi. I want Steve Biko. I want Robert Subukwe. I want Patrice Lumumba. I want Malcolm X. I want Dr. King.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
I want all these people to calm down and whoop our asses, and so that we can get back to our right minds, because now we are not thinking straight, and we are not.
And I want to say,
feeling
I
straight.
definitely, you're right, and what you're saying is amazing. And everybody you mentioned there, they marry black people. They don't have no white wives or no black husbands. That ain't no white husbands. All of the freedom fighters, most of them, Frederick Douglass, I don't know what happened to him, but he had a black wife at first. At the end, when he was going through it, he married a white woman, but his first wife was black. But you see, all of our freedom fighters, they know that they could not go the path of freedom without someone who was in the room with them, who was going through the same issues. That your mate and your intimacy that you share with somebody, they gotta have the same path and the DNA and the same things that you're going through. How do you discuss and actually build with someone who doesn't know your history or who's been the orchestrator of your history? They've orchestrated the blight of your history. How do you build with that? That's all I'm saying. And any of them, Chinese, we don't need to be with nobody but black people. None of them. Indians, none of them. All black. Black Africans and Africans. That's what it should be. And that's where I'm at.
Now this is where it gets deeper. The kids.
Oh.
Now the kid. This is where it gets deeper. Now, as a Pan-African and as a Gaviite, we believe that there's nothing like mixed race, biracial. We don't believe in that type of stuff. We accept them as Africans just like me and you. Only with one condition: they have to fully identify as Africans. They have to fully identify as Africans. You can't be black today and white tomorrow. Pick a side. I know it's unfair. Listen, it's unfair, but pick a side. The reason why you are the way you are is not because of you. You didn't choose how you came to this world. I fully agree. But because of the socio-political and economic problem that we have in form of racism, you need to pick a side. You need to pick a side. And if you want to go to the white side, it's unfortunate, but that's your decision. Stay there, no problem. But if you want to be with us, be with us.
Be with us.
If you want to be,
it is very hard to build a room, and you go into a room and everybody got their mates, and we're talking about the survival of African people, and their mates are white people, and the people who've actually oppressed us. We can't have a real conversation with them in the room. It's the truth. And we have to have real conversations amongst each other. We just have to. And so it's very important for us to really look at that and kind of understand our trauma. Why do we find these people attractive when they've hurt us so bad? And they're still hurting us. It's not like it's yesterday. We're talking about right now. We talk about every day. We see this going on in our community. So we got to change. I want to play this after we're an hour in, but I want you to look at this. This I thought was really really something for us to definitely talk about this brother.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
You know about this one?
Yeah. I've seen this video before.
Oh, you seen it before?
Yeah.
It's not playing?
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay, a second. All right. How about now?
Have more countries on earth than any other country. 54 are on the continent. 13 black countries in the Caribbean. So 68 black countries. There's not a single black country where slaves were bought from outside by black people. I've traveled the world. Not a single country in the world colonized by a black country. There's nowhere you go on Mother Earth where the language they are speaking was imposed on them by force by a black country. I've traveled the world and I have never seen a religion that is imposed upon anybody anywhere in this world by a black country. There's 68 black countries in the world, the largest continent by number of countries. Not a single one of them has a nuclear weapon of mass destruction. Black countries across the world, none of them is responsible for what we call the military complex, where we are manufacturing dirty bombs and sending things into the water to pollute people. I've traveled the world and I'm yet to see one product that was forced to be sold in another country by a black country. So it means the black race is the only race on earth that represents what the United Nations have been looking for the last 100 years, peace. I've traveled the world as a black man, and I have never seen a black country where the people who live in it are foreigners that were brought there by blacks as slaves.
Yeah,
one single country.
Well, when you look at that, and this is the reality. These are receipts. We're not saying that you can yourself, you can say white people are bad or they're good or whatever you want to say about them, but he's laying receipts. You see what I'm saying? These are receipts. There's nowhere in the world that we've imposed anything on anyone, but all over the world, we see where the imposition of European and their democracy and their religion, they feel they're the standard wherever they go. And so within that imposition, there becomes violence. There becomes all of this negative stuff, raping, maiming, hurting, anything malicious comes for this control. And so why would you want to marry into that type of history? I mean, when you break it all down, you know what I'm saying? We as a black country, we've never done that and still haven't done it. Even in the oppressive state that we are, we hurt each other first before we hurt them.
Look,
so what are we doing?
Black people globally, both in the continent and the diaspora, we are the only race. We are the most humane race in the world. And that has worked against us for the most part of this. Here in Africa, we let the Greeks and Romans, we welcomed them with open arms, and look what they did to us. We civilized them, and look what they did to us.
Yep.
In America, black people have been taking hell after hell after hell after hell, but you guys are still waking up, going to work for them. You guys are still waking up, paying taxes to them. You guys are still waking up, drinking coffee with them. That takes
every day.
It takes a special type of people to have that type of tolerance. Yes. One day it will come a time whereby, and I hope it will come. Even here, the continent, they stole our resources. They are stealing our resources. They killed us during colonization. They did all those things, but we still let them keep their land. We still let them keep our land that they stole till this day. We still let them have a good life in the same country, in the same African countries that they were oppressing us.
Yep. Yep.
We are the most humane people. In America, same thing. They enslaved you for hundreds of years. They did all of those atrocities to you. And after that, look.
Now we married them.
We are marrying them. We are eating together with them.
Yeah.
We are laughing with them. We are working for them and with them. We are paying. You people are paying taxes.
Yes, we feel safe around them. We go into their neighborhoods. We won't even stay in the hood with black people. We go live around them because we feel that there's safety. So all of these things.
So that's what I'm saying. We are the most humane people in the world. Yeah. But let me tell you something, and this is a warning to all white people and to all white supremacists. A time will come whereby we will throw that humane aspect out of the window. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to tell African people globally that we should stop being, the time of being humane is over. The time of loving these white people unconditionally is over, because they've never loved us back. This is a listen, if this is a relationship, it's a toxic relationship. It's time for us. What do you do? Listen, for any man, for any woman who's in a toxic relationship, what do? The only remedy, you get out. It's time for us to get out. Leave, go. It's time for us to go and stand by ourselves.
Yes.
This white-black relationship is a toxic relationship for 400 years. Let's stop being humane to them, because they've never been humane to us.
Woo! That's power. Listen, that is power. That's the jewel. You set it down today. It's like, you see, Brother Arena, about ain't no interracial relationships, none. We should. It's not about that. We're not having it, and I don't think that it is healthy for our community. And as he said, listen, what we want to do personally, that's all good. But what we do as Africans has to affect the community at large. And so when you make a decision, it's for all of us. That's how we have to live in this world. It's for all of us. So if you're making a decision to marry outside of your race and make children, understand what you're making. You're making pieces of the same oppression that oppressed you. You got to be careful. We got to be careful what we're fertilizing the world with. Go ahead.
And it's unfair to those, I don't like calling them, it's unfair to the children, because when they grow up, they have to face a crisis whereby they have to choose, they have to pick a side. No single child should ever be put to that type of position.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That type of confusion.
And we were just talking about Tiger off Mike, how he calls himself Conglomeration. And that's a decision from his parents. And which is the saddest thing. Now he said this on national media, he's Conglomeration. So that tells you like his adjacentness to white folks, with being engulfed, is more important than his blackness. It is. And you see all of his partners have been what? White women. Let me tell you, your fetishes and your choices and your sex movements matter. Because 30 years from now, you have a grown seed from that marriage that is now toxic and actually trying to be as less black as possible. Like your father taught you something that made you great, but you don't want to be him. And all of your seeds are with women that are not like your father. It makes no sense, but that's what we're producing. Confused people. I don't care how much money they have. They're still confused. And so we got to lock in and be intentional about our relationships, guys.
Absolutely.
Intentionality matters. Yeah, intentionality matters, Marina.
It does. Sorry, Queen, this has been the most emotional episode I've ever done. I'm really passionate. I don't think, I don't like cussing in my, this is the first time I've cussed. I
love it.
Like, this is the first time I've cussed in any public forum, in any public video I've done. Really? I cuss I swear like a sailor when I talk to people off the camera. I don't know. I'm working on it.
I don't curse on the camera neither, but you catch me off, you're gonna get something. Yeah, but on camera I try not to. But that's what passion does, because you're really trying to get your point across. You're not happy about this interracial movement. Everybody, Arena don't like interracial relationships. If you ain't got it yet, something's wrong with you.
You will never see me with a white woman. You will never see me. You will never see me with a white woman ever. You will never see me with an Indian woman. You'll never see me with a Chinese woman. You'll never see me with an Arabian woman. I am for black women forever.
Intentional. That's what it is. You got to make up in your mind what you're going to be with, and then love can be blind because it's still African. But when you are not intentional about what you want and what you want to be with, love can be anything. And so be careful, because your movements definitely affects our community, and our community has to build, and we need to be together to build. That's just important. So Rena, take us out. We out of here. Take us out. Peace to the people.
Well, yeah. Oh, how you want me to have the last word, or you want to have the last word?
Oh, you got the last word. I said peace. You got the last word.
Okay. So the highlight, like,
Well,
if you haven't heard anything,
wait. Before you do the
yeah.
last word, let me say this. Yes, listen, guys. I need you to like, share, subscribe. I need you to come here every second and fourth Monday. We are connecting the diaspora. We're having conversations about Africans and Africa and the things that affect us as a community and as a nation. We got to come together. So we need you guys to tap in. We need you guys to come through. I need you to go like, share, subscribe what we did today. Subscribe to our YouTube, to Arena's YouTube. Build this space so we can have an authentic space to talk about Africa and diaspora and all the dialogues and anything we want to talk about. But it has to come from us. So we want to see you guys next in 2 weeks, every second and fourth Monday. We're on YouTube, 12:30 p.m. in the States, Eastern Standard Time. And it's in East Africa, it's 7:30 p.m. Check us out. Have a good week. Go ahead, Arena.
Black women, I have a message for you. The black man was good enough for you during slavery. He was good enough for you during Jim Crow segregation. He was good enough for you during the civil rights era.
Yep.
But all of a sudden, he's not good enough for you now.
Yep.
Black man, the black woman was good enough for you during all those hard times, slavery, Jim Crow segregation, civil rights era, but she's not good enough for you right now. Here in Africa, black man, the black woman was good enough for you during the pre-colonial era, during the colonial era, but she's not good enough for you now. Same to the black woman here in Africa. This isn't about true love. Let's be real. This is about self-hatred. This is about white mentality. Yes, this has nothing to do with true love. This is nothing to do with true love. And let's say that you love this white boy or you love this white girl.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that the love is there. You couldn't find a black man. You couldn't find a black woman. It's not about you, and I'll always say this. It's not about you. It's about the community. Number two, I want to end with a message to all black celebrities, both in the continent and in the diaspora. I have gone hard on you today because I know the potential that you people have, and I know that if you even care just by 10%, it's not even 100% like me. Just have, like I always say, if people have the 10% of love and care for black people that I have, just 10% will be free overnight. Just have some care, unite. I don't want you to give out the turkeys you people give during Thanksgiving Day. I don't give a damn about those turkeys. I don't give a damn about those. No. I don't give a damn about the sneakers and the clothes you give to the no institutions. I want to see black school. I want to see black banks. I want to see black digital currencies. I want to see black tech companies. We talked about it last episode. I want to see black institutions.
Mm-hmm.
All you do is to throw the basketball. All you do is throw a football. All you do is act. All you do is sing. That cannot be. That cannot be the only thing you can do. And you can't tell me that that is how you contribute to the black race, by singing, by acting, by throwing a football, by kicking a football, and by throwing a basketball. There's nothing like that. Use your talent to benefit black people.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if you're not using it, then your talent is as good as nothing. And you shouldn't have the talent in the first place. God should have taken that talent and put it on another person who loves black people and who will use that talent to benefit black people. I always cite Dick Gregory. Be like Dick Gregory. All black celebrities should look up to Dick Gregory, should look up to Muhammad Ali, should look up to Nina Simone, should look up to Miriam Makeba, should look up to who? We all know them. Paul Robeson. Should look up to all these black people back in the day who are willing to risk their talent for their people. That's the ultimate sacrifice. If you're not willing to risk your talent for black people, then your talent is as good as nothing. And I pray to God that he snatches the talent away from you and takes it to another black person who loves black people and who will use that talent for the betterment of black people. Black power.
That's it.
That's my closing message.
Black power. We're gone, guys. See you next week.